Greetings, brothers and sisters. I know this show is a little different than the normal time and hour that I do the shows, but nonetheless, we're doing this show for our sister, Sister Ava Muhammad, which is with a heavy heart. That I'm doing this show. I knew this sister. She's very intelligent sister, very down to earth sister who cared about black Muslims, cared about black Christians. And I use the term black because I think we all understand that that is an identification, just an identification of not who we are, but what we are here in this system of oppression in America. So we use the term against our will, but we use it to satisfy the conversations that we're in. But nonetheless, we use it against our will. And so, brothers and sisters, this is with a heavy heart that we discuss our sister, but we have to discuss it. And I've given way to my homage last night. Didn't intend to mention her name, but the brother brought it up, and so I had to honor our sister, and deal with the emotional pain that I was feeling at that time. And I know that there are a lot of us, many of us, that are dealing with this emotional pain for this abrupt ending. And I want you to understand, you have to understand that this is no mistake. What we're seeing is no mistake. You have to understand that. When you get into the mind of an Elijah Muslim, and I have to use that term, and it's necessary to use that term now, because there are individuals using the term Farrakhan Muslims. And so I'll say Farrakhan, those that are paying and serving homage to Farrakhan. There are many that were in the fold that were not of the fold. And I have to say that, but they were of the fold of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And it's very important that I keep mentioning these things, as you know, when I say the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad or Elijah Muhammad, because the teaching and the philosophy of those that come up under the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad is an amazing teaching philosophy, and it is a teaching philosophy of the total black man, for the total black man. And there is no drawbacks. There's no exceptions to Muhammad's teachings. None whatsoever. None whatsoever. And even his political dealing and all of that is under a system of black nationalism. The economic dealings, a system of black nationalism. And so he in speaking the truth, the blueprint that the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad had, he spared no one. He took no prisoners. And when you see brothers and sisters like Dr. Khalid Muhammad and Sister Ava Muhammad, Dr. Ava Muhammad, Dr. Khalid Muhammad, you're seeing individuals who will not give in to exceptions. There were no exceptions, none whatsoever, to the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And this is very important. It's very important for you to know, because and the reason that is so important, because you have individuals who use Elijah Muhammad's name, right, or take his name in vain, right? They use it for vain reasons, and these reasons are beneficial to them. They have something to gain from it. I want to talk about the uses of that. We're not going to mention any names. I'm not going to mention any names. I just want to talk about it. I just want you to know, because when I finish talking to you prayerfully, you'll understand exactly where I'm coming from. And before I say that, I want to say to you that there has been a great falling away from the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. There's been a great falling away. What do we mean? That there are individuals who will use the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad's name, but they're not teaching with the wisdom of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, but they will use his name. It's beneficial for them to use his name because it gives them space. It gives them space, and we have to understand that. We got to understand that. If we don't understand anything else, We don't understand anything else. We have to understand that. We have to understand that the use of the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad is opportunistic. It's opportunistic, and that can be good and bad. It can be good for those who want to get the word out, so they'll be able to convert brothers and sisters and change them, change their lifestyle, change their way of thinking. So that's good in that sense. In that sense, it's good. But it can be bad for those who have other motives in mind, ulterior motives in mind. And what I want you to see is that everyone that's talking about nationalism doesn't have the same objective in view. Everyone don't have the same objective. You got to understand that. You got to understand that. If you don't understand that, again, I say you're finished, because if you don't understand it. And you have to understand what's happening right now. You have to understand what's happening right now. That America is losing power. They are trying to rid. They're literally trying to rid themselves of brothers and sisters who are speaking truth to power. They got to rid themselves of that. You have to understand that. You got to understand it. If you don't understand that, then you really don't know what kind of shape we're in here in America. You don't know what we're going through, why we're going through it. You don't know any of those things. If you don't understand that, and there are so many that don't understand it, because they live in this country. They go on in this country. They go on in this country as if we've achieved freedom, as if we've achieved justice, as if we've achieved democracy. We don't have it. We'll never have it under this oppressor. Our only objection is to separate. And you've heard me often say, we've got to separate. We've got to create our own place and all of this. Sister Ava has been teaching that for years. For years. I came into the nation in 1986. Had a strong pull to it in 1985. My grandfather befriended the Nation of Islam. He was a Christian pastor, well-known Christian pastor, Pastor Samuel Rogers, and he was very open and free to people. He believed in Black people uniting and Black people coming together for a common cause. For a common cause, that's coming together. Now, there were Muslims that attend the Baptist churches. The Baptists attend the Muslim churches. Same thing with Church of God in Christ. Church of God in Christ and Muslims and Baptists would congregate together to talk about the social issues. It's called an ecumenical conference. Yeah, you remember that. And many of you, if you are 35 years and older, you can recall these things. If you're 35 and older, you can recall it. Now, I want you to understand that Sister Ava Muhammad had been teaching this stuff since her inception in the Nation of Islam. You got to understand that. Because when you understand that she was for this separation philosophy for Black people, and a do for self philosophy for Black people, and to pull your own self up, and to heal yourself for Black people, when you understand that, then you understand the sister. Now, anybody that would teach that is not on the side of the enemy. And they can never be on the side of the enemy. I don't care how many places you give them in the newspaper. I don't care how many times you put their name up, because they weren't willing to sell out. Weren't willing to sell out to buy in. They weren't willing to do that. And you have to understand that. This is very key. This is key. Because if you can understand that, then you understand the problem that the federal government would have with Ava Muhammad. The same problem they would have with Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. She was literally the mirror image of Dr. Khalid Muhammad in female form. Because Dr. Khalid Muhammad taught the teachers of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. There was no exceptions to the white man. You have to understand this. You got to understand this. Her husband supported her in this teaching. There was no exception of the white man. The brothers that was with her, and even her own, with them, there was no exceptions for the white man. Separation or die. This is what the sister taught. Now, She taught it on a platform under the Most Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. He gave her that platform, and she never left the post, never left the message of her teaching. That says a lot. It says a lot. Now, how uncomfortable were the compromisers? That's the question. Because I want you to understand that when somebody is, when you're a revolutionary, you're around people who think that there are exceptions to white people, this is dangerous territory. Territory is dangerous. I don't care who you are. It's dangerous territory for you. And that no Muslim, no Muslima is unaware of that. They're aware of that. They're aware of the dangers, right, that comes with speaking. They're aware of that. And you have to understand, you have to get in the mindset of Ava Muhammad, a Muslima under the teachings of Elijah. Well kept, you never saw her dressing unseemly. You never saw her presenting herself in an improper manner. You never saw that. Sister was right and exact in her physical appearance, right and exact in her spiritual appearance, right and exact. There's no problems. And it's very important for you to understand. I want to just point out a few things, brothers and sisters. We're going to come back talking about the very same thing. Because our sister is amazing in so many ways. And it would just be foolish for any Muslim not to talk about this sister. We should be discussing this sister all around. Everybody, every nationalist in America, not just Muslims, but black Christian nationalists, black hypocrites, right? All of them should be talking about her. There should be a special day set aside amongst Muslims for this sister. This sister was a fighter for truth and justice, a true fighter. She wasn't just a sayer. She was a Muslima. 100%. 100%. So how did this abrupt death happen? There's the rise of Omali Yeshiteli. In the light of it, they've been pushing this agenda since last year. This rise of Omali Yeshiteli. This rise. I mean, here's somebody who hadn't done anything. He befriend devils. You see him. See white devils all in his camp. You see him in his camp. I don't understand. How can you fight the enemy when you got the enemy in your camp? That's a question. You have to ask yourself these questions, brothers and sisters. You never saw Sister Ava compromising. And what I'm telling you is that the white man is making moves now to get real revolutionaries out of the way. Excuse me. Excuse me, brothers and sisters. To get real revolutionaries out of the way so that he can put in these copyons, these pawns in his game of chess. Because that's what we're playing. Gangsters play checkers. We play chess. Right? It takes intelligence to play chess. And this sister was intelligent, respectful, right, and exact. That's what you're looking at when you see Sister Ava Muhammad. She lived the life of a Muslima. Man, you should have so many YouTube busting with this knowledge, talking about this sister. Everybody should be talking about this sister. Everybody, they should even have a conversation on the hours so that they don't interrupt each other while they talk about this sister, Sister Ava Muhammad. A real revolutionary, a real Muslim, an Elijah Muslim. I have to use that term. Have to. Because this is the life she lived. Yeah, there's a big difference. There's a big difference. This show is about Sister Ava. So I won't go into the difference in a Farrakhan Muslim and Elijah Muslims. I won't go into that. But I will tell you this, that she is born around the time that the Muslims are at their zenith, when they're making the most difference. 1951. That means in 1960, she would have been 10 years of age. Would have been able to see, right? With common knowledge, common thinking, right? And perception, black people at their greatest era. And to see a black man teaching that would have been able to view Minister Malcolm X. I'm trying to put you in the mind, set the foundation of this sister. Would have been able to view Martin Luther King, able to view black businesses, be able to take a side. Take a side. And you had two leaders sat in front of you, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, then you had Martin Luther King Jr. And under the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, you had Malcolm X. And she would have to been able to see that at that age, because our black children are intelligent. We have to give them the honors of being intelligent because they're intelligent. We don't need the white man to give an intelligence test to talk about the intelligence of black people. That's a test for him. It's not our test. That's his test. That's his test. But this intelligence sister was able to observe as a child what would work for the black man and what wouldn't work for the black man. Being able to observe that, seeing these leaders come forth, seeing powerful women come forth. Isn't that right? And to see their stands and to keep the stance of an Elijah Muslim. And that's saying something. That's saying something because there are very few with the philosophy and teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. They may call themselves Muslims, but very few with the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And you have to understand this because they teach consciously. Muhammad, in his wisdom, gave everybody a bar. And he put the bar in a place that would have expectations to continue to reach. That you spend your life and your time reaching to get that bar. When you get into the mind of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, a brilliant organizer, a brilliant operational administrator, and with a brilliant mind to observe and see everything that's going on and be able to move likewise. And here this sister is seeing the powerful teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the truth that comes under the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And being able to take that, shape it, and mold it, to be able to give it to brothers and sisters who are on their, what they call, as the world says, down on their luck. Isn't that right? Down on their luck, on drugs, on alcohol, right? Got the whiskey in their head and the drugs in their nose, right? And the foolishness on their tongue. And this sister would reach down with that philosophy to free them and say, look, I can even tell you how to stay free. We've got to separate or die. Separate from this white man. Separate from him psychologically. Separate from him physically. Separate from him biologically. Separate from him spiritually. Isn't that right? Separate from him totally. And you separate from him, then you'll begin to live for yourself. You won't support this system that the white man has in place. And the sister stayed on it. I mean, from start to finish. But you couldn't have a Dr. Ava Muhammad alive with the other phase of change that's going on in the Muslim regime as it relates to Minister Farrakhan. That goes against the program, brothers and sisters. For this sister to stay alive with this kind of teaching and talking about separation and building up black towns, black cities, literally doing something, to literally do something about the problem that we face. To say to stay away from the white man at all costs. I want you to understand this. She's teaching that when Muslims are making a way for white people to have some place where they can come together. And with the minister in 1985, 1986, Minister Farrakhan said that someday white people will be allowed in the Nation of Islam. Every leader that's teaching Muhammad's teaching are being taken out. They're being killed. They're literally being killed. Every black leader that is teaching black liberation theology, the theology of time for the black man, all of the ones that are following the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, or those that have followed Albert Cleage, who was also killed in 2000. They poisoned him. They poisoned him too. He was killed. He was killed. All of those is teaching this revolutionary theology that lifts the black man from this area of mental oppression and spiritual oppression are being taken out, brothers and sisters. They're using abrupt death. I mean, how does that happen? You look, and I just want to point this out to you because it's so important. So important. The level of teaching that this sister had was above and beyond many. If you look at Malcolm X's daughter was just killed, who taught nationalism, but also taught it for the black man. The black man need to have a global nationalistic stand, global nationalistic power. As soon as the men that killed her father was released out of prison, the other men that played major parts was released out of prison. Just a few months ago, what did they do? They killed this sister. They killed her. They killed her. This nationalistic teaching, you can't talk about the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and leave Minister Malcolm out because that was the standard. And if he learned, and his wife, Sister Betty, the standard, who was also killed, young Malcolm Shabazz, who was taught by Sister Betty, who was also killed, Elijah's teaching coming through Malcolm, right? Malcolm kept with the teachings because he leaves out and he's still, we need to do it by ourselves. We don't need the white man. 1964 in Detroit, Michigan, when he met with Albert Cleage, what did he say? What did he say? I give praise and thanks to what I am today because the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad did that. Here this brother was on his way back in, putting out the fires that had been started in ignorance on his way back in. This Elijah Muslim, still you have to count him still as an Elijah Muslim. That is a great gulf between an Elijah Muslims and other Muslims out there. Silas Muhammad teaches Elijah Muslims. He teaches the philosophy of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. You don't see him running toward the cameras. You don't see him courting these white people. You don't see that, brothers and sisters. You don't see these white Mexicans or white Indian, so-called white American, white Native American, and so-called white Chinese. You don't see them coming inside of Silas Muhammad's Nation of Islam as it relates to the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. You don't see that. But you see these things happening in Farrakhan's Nation of Islam. You see it happening. You see excuses. I'm just saying that. I'm just laying it out. And this sister was teaching a knowledge of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad in a den that had let the white man in. This is the truth. And the sister dies abruptly. This Russia thing is going on. Then they start this collusion. Excuse me, brothers and sisters. They start this illusion with O'Malley Yeshiteli, the Uhuru movement. I mean, Yeshiteli has been around for 50 years, haven't done anything good. Nothing, hasn't done anything. He's no threat. He's no threat at all. No threat. And yet, America has put him up. And you have to understand, he's around these white people. You got the white people in the background. He's around these white people. Peace and greetings, brother DJ All-Star. Salam alaikum. The brother says Master Fard promised friendship in all walks of life. That's true. That's true. But he was talking about it from the black standpoint. From the black standpoint. Once we have been put back in the area that we've been debased from because us trusting these devils, that under our control, the great beyond under our control would be of peace because we're people of peace, brother. And all that get an understanding. But this day is brought to our sister who continue with the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad as taught by Master Fard Muhammad. And she didn't move. One jot or one tittle, she did not move, brother. And that's why this is so important. And you're right in what you're saying. But in all that get an understanding with Elijah's teaching and with us staying on track, when the white man is finally done all that he's going to do and begin to die out as a race, then in the great beyond, when the power is turned back over to us, then there will be peace because we are peaceful people. We're peaceful people. with loving people. And so the sister stayed on the path, teaching about the great beyond. What is our great beyond, brothers and sisters? Our great beyond is without the white man. Don't forget the thumbs up, like, and subscribe, brothers and sisters, please. We could use that. We could use it. Thumbs up, like, and subscribe. Any comments, you're welcome to put it in the comment section, because this is something we're going to take our time with this today. We have to be willing to talk about it. Here is a sister, a true born warrior for black people. True warrior. In the den, in the lion's den, in the snake's nest, in the foxhole, in the bear's lair. All peace and praise be unto you, brother. In the bear's lair. Salam alaikum. And this sister is teaching. She doesn't waver in her teaching. She doesn't waver in her teaching. And we have to understand that this is conscious. This is a conscious stand. The sister knows what's going on around her. She's very mathematical. You can't teach lessons like that and not know what's going on. You can't teach lessons like that and not know what's going on. Sister was very much aware of what's going on, and the white man didn't like it. The devils didn't like it. And I believe this sister was poisoned. Just being honest. I believe they did something to get this sister out of the way. I believe that. I don't put anything past the American government. See, that's what other people do. Not me. Not me. I've been speaking since 1986. I was found by Dr. Khalid Muhammad and introduced to an Elijah Muslim mosque in Tunica, Mississippi. And I've never seen, as Minister Edward X taught us, I've never seen the white man disappoint us in his behavior to attack black people, to kill black people, and to eliminate black people as a major source of the race, not knowing that he's working against himself. The white man will never disappoint you in doing this, because that's what he does. He is a devil and is the devil. You're looking for the devil to be in the ground. You're looking for heaven to be in the sky, and the white man is right in front of you. The white devil is right in front of you, killing our young babies right in front of us, killing our children, killing our young men and women. And when you got people that are standing up talking about these things, you have to acknowledge it. You got to acknowledge. Sister Ava didn't waver. She was speaking black separation or death. That's a revolutionary. Freedom or death, that's a revolutionary. Liberation or death, that's a revolutionary. She can't be counted out. This sister was the female equivalent of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad, still teaching black nationalism, still teaching, and everything that she did. If you listen to the sister, you can feel the same spirit in that sister, a revolutionary spirit. Peace and greetings, Brother Jigger. Or how did Sister Ava transition? She was just at the executive council meeting Thursday. That's right, brother. Well, here's the thing. And that's correct. She was at the executive council meeting Thursday. Here's the thing. It was abrupt, brother. And we have problems with that. We have problems with that when the nation is trying to push this narrative. We have problems with that when the nation is trying to push this narrative of O'Malley Yeshiteli. And right now, as I'm speaking now, they're messing with my reception here on YouTube. Because these devils know that you and I are no longer fooled by these episodes of immediate death. The sister was doing well. They go all the way back to 1983 and said, well, the sister had cancer. The doctors only gave her 6 years to live. This is how you know it's the white man doing evil, because he always goes back for what he set out. He'll go back. Go back. And these devils putting poison in you the entire time. Can't trust them. Can't trust them. And so This is the reason why, like the sister said, we got to get our own hospitals. We got to get our own specialists, got to get our own clinics, our own businesses. We got everything that the black man needs to come from the black man. We've got to separate. We have got to separate from these devils. Brothers and sisters, don't you know they're killing us? I mean, how plain, how much plainer can we get when the most honorable Elijah Muhammad has already told you that the white man is the devil? He's already told you that. Brothers and sisters, we need salvation, and the salvation will come from the education of black institutions like ourselves and the black science and mathematics that have helped us be the best that we can be. There are brothers and sisters that are on the streets on drugs right now that could use our help, that are involved with alcohol, they could use our help, and they need that teaching that the sister had. I mean, that is a great loss. Brothers and sisters, I'm telling you, I don't know. I wonder who. These are some big shoes to fill. These are some big shoes to fill. You just don't have any sisters around teaching the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. That sister reminds you of Sister Betty. She reminds you of Sister Betty X, the wife of Minister Malcolm X. I mean, the teaching is so thorough, brother. The following of it is so thorough that she was the standard for females like Sister Betty under the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. It has to be the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. It's the only thing that will sustain us is his teaching. We know integration won't work. We already know the integration won't work. The sister was hard and heavy against these black, so-called black Muslims. I say so-called because in their mind they were white. Marrying these white women. Joshua Farrakhan. Joshua Farrakhan was one of the main lovers of these white devils. He married a white devil. This is the son of Louis Farrakhan. Now, if his daddy is saying, and I'm just saying this, if his daddy is constantly giving praise and unity with this white Catholic priest, Father Flager, who's a flaming homosexual, who the archdiocese had to file charges against him to not adopt any more black children, because the 2 black children that he adopted, they filed charges of molestation, and not only that, but these children both, when they decided to leave, will end up dead. So, if Farrakhan is teaching that every other white man is evil, but not this one, Father Flager, his son is marrying these whites. There are other Muslims that have married white devils, white she-devils, and I hesitate to say he-devils as well. What kind of narrative is this leading? And how does this go against the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad? So if any Muslim is teaching Elijah Muhammad, right, which said separation, black separation or black death. This is what Sister Ava taught. That means that she's in a den of snakes. A den of snakes. Brothers and sisters, if you got anybody that's negotiating with that white man, I don't care who it is. I don't care who it may be. If they're negotiating with that white man about black progress, you already know it's a dead end. And I mean that exactly, a dead end, because it can only end in death for us. It can only end in death, because this is the man that put us in slavery. You didn't ask to come in slavery. You were forced in slavery. You were kidnapped, brought from your own land, and brought here. You were forced into slavery. He took you from everything that you knew. Prior to that, he injected you into the Platonic War. The white man came out of the caves to fight. After you had fed him, you were bringing him food. He came out of the caves to fight you and I and take our places in existence. So that means he had to kill us out. His ultimate goal was to destroy us and to kill us. That was his goal. This Sister Ava Muhammad taught this, that there's no way that we can unite with this white devil. There's no way. Now, I want you to understand. While she's teaching this, Farrakhan is saying Father Flager is my friend. He put Dr. Khalid Muhammad out of the Nation of Islam, moved him from his post, silenced him for 90 days or better, right? So Khalid Muhammad was a major warrior against these white devils. Farrakhan, after Khalid Muhammad is moved out of his post and all of that, and the House of Representatives and the House of Senate, right, voted to put a muzzle on Minister Farrakhan, right? A muzzle on Dr. Khalid Muhammad, right? Farrakhan moves him down. He goes right on with what his employer, Bill Clinton, was saying. Well, I have to say it. I have to say it. We have to tell the truth, brothers and sisters. Don't matter who it is. Doesn't matter who it is. Sister Ava Muhammad is teaching the same philosophy. Black separation or black death. Either you leave this white man or we're going to all end up dead. Because the man is killing us, smiling at us in our face. He's killing us, coming back to us, seeking peace. He's killing us, and he give a peaceful narrative. How long do you have to suffer to see that the white man is the enemy? This sister never wavered in that teaching. She never wavered in that teaching. And you have to understand that. You have to understand that. You see, it's circumstantial. The white man, he brings circumstantial evidence when he's putting you in jail. He's circumstantial evidence, right? Right? He can go by circumstances. Right or wrong, he can go by it. We don't have to have circumstantial evidence for the white man because we see that he's already killing us in front of us. He's assassinated black leaders. And anyone that would ask that, obviously don't know the white man. Now, there are brothers and sisters right now that are upset that I'm using Minister Farrakhan as a standard. Well, he's made himself a standard in front of black people. But the sister's teaching was totally different than Minister Farrakhan. The sister's teaching was totally different. Very different. The articulation of proof, Brother DJ is asking for the employer, and can you articulate the proof of these accusations? The articulation of proof is that the white man has killed every major black leader that has spoke the truth and kept all the black leaders alive that go along with his program. Proof of which you have Jesse Jackson. No real threat, right? No real threat to the white man. And they keep him alive, keep him on a ventilator to keep him alive. You got O'Malley Yeshiteli, right? Been around 50 years, no threat. While he's rising up, they're killing our sister and giving a narrative about this Russian collusion. And the sister, beyond doubt, is saying, hell, we don't give a damn about Russia. We don't give a damn about you, Ukraine. Let them devils kill each other. We still need to separate. And if we separate now, in power, we'll be able to usurp authority, our own economy, build our own armies, and the white man will finally be able to wage this war to get rid of this devil, get him out of our way, because he can't fight us and fight them. And the white man can't win a guerrilla warfare. See, if he bombs us from the air, then we can still get him from the ground, and he'll kill himself trying to kill us, and that's still better than us being under the oppression of the white man. That's better for us than us being under the oppression of the white man. And the white man just can't fight a guerrilla warfare. He can't do it. And there are people now that you know it in your heart and your mind. You know what I'm saying is true. That the white man seeks to destroy the knowledge of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the mouths of the people who are teaching the knowledge of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. If you're not teaching that knowledge, they don't care nothing about you. They don't care nothing about you. But if you're teaching the knowledge of black separation, they got to get you out of the way. They removed Dr. Khalid Muhammad, got him out of the way. They blame it on an aneurysm. They blamed it on blood cancer. Said he had sickle cell anemia. They got him out of the way, right? They say he had complaints of the same thing years earlier, but they got him out of the way. Now with our sister, what did they say? They said in 1983, the doctors told us she may only have 5 years to live. That in 1988, she'd be dead. Sister had lived beyond that. So that means whatever the white man was doing didn't work. It didn't work against our sister. And the sister's still teaching hard. And then we start to catch on. The black man started to catch on, and the white devil started getting scared. Then the black women's caught on. And you know, when the black women's moved, that's when the action happened, brothers and sisters. When the black women began to move, they began to teach their children, they began to come out from amongst them devils under the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Then the white man has got to get busy because he knows that's the key. Now, the white man can't sacrifice one person because he's losing too many people. That's why these national shooters, right, domestic terrorists that are killing our people, the white man won't kill them. He won't kill them because to him, they're fulfilling the acts of war. They're being, in other words, they're being taught this stuff behind the cameras. You think they're just waking up wanting to kill black people? Brothers and sisters, you're out of your mind. They're being trained to kill black people. And by us being with the white community in this so-called integration, or us being locked in black areas in this so-called classification, then we leave ourselves as targets for these white devils to come in and kill us. Now you have to understand that, brothers and sisters. The sisters were making it plain to us. Making it plain. Peace and greetings, Brother Minister Speaks. Peace and greetings. That's right, Sister Ava Muhammad has passed. She has passed, brothers. She was taken from us. I truly believe that the sister was poisoned. I truly believe it. We did the research on the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And brothers and sisters, did you know that individuals in his own family were paid to go against him? Wallace Waruddin Muhammad, his elder son, was one of them. Only one. But there were others. He had other sons. I want to make that plain. But there were others in the family as well. It was a package deal to take out the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. They were giving him cortisone treatment because he had asthmatic bronchitis, right? But the steroids in that would add a massive weight to the face. And if you look at the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, then you saw that. I wrote in the book, Who Killed Minister Malcolm X and Why Was He Killed? On 1, 2, 3, and 4, there's strong evidence and much of the information from the Freedom of Information Act that is attached to the teachings. And other Muslims have said it to show that even Mr. Muhammad was poisoned with cortisone treatment and cortisone shots. So here's the thing. And I don't want to dedicate too much of the time to Farrakhan because that's not what it's about. This is about the sister. This is about Sister Muhammad. I don't have to say, Farrakhan has said himself, brother, DJ Allstar. Farrakhan has said himself that Father Flager is his friend, which is suspect. It's just suspect for a Muslim to say that. And you're teaching the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Or it's suspect for a Muslim to say one day the white man would be allowed to come in the Nation of Islam. I have problems with that. And any Muslim would have, any true Muslim would have problems with that. It's suspect that Minister Farrakhan's son, Joshua Farrakhan, marries a white devil. I mean, all of this is suspect. It's suspect if you're getting money from the white man to rehabilitate both white and black prisoners or felons. How are you going to fight the white man if he's giving you money to resurrect devils coming out of the prison? And you tell them that there's a place one day for you in the Nation of Islam. And you see men calling themselves black, calling themselves albino, that are white inside of Farrakhan's Nation of Islam. Brother, this is suspect for any Muslim, not just me. There are Muslims that are supporters of Farrakhan that are saying the same thing. And I challenge you to go and question other Muslims that are under Minister Farrakhan. Dr. Khalid Muhammad, prior to his death, and he protected Minister Farrakhan to the very almost day with questions. But he himself says that befriending the white man can do any good. And this is from one of the most dedicated personnel under Minister Louis Farrakhan. But this today is about our sister, I don't have time to go back and forth with anyone because I want to dedicate this day to our sister who was amazing, who was an amazing fighter. You go back, and I always, every time the sister was speaking, if I couldn't make it physically, I was playing it on YouTube to listen to what the sister was saying. She had a message and still has a message. In her resurrection, she still has a message. Her message to us is to separate from this white man or die with this white man. To separate from him or die with him. That was the sister's message. Isn't that the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, brothers and sisters? This is a major loss. A major loss. The sister is so warm and so sincere. She and her husband were dutiful in the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. I have to say that because this is the teaching that they were given. And we don't have many Muslims today, with the exception of Cyrus Muhammad, that are teaching the philosophy and teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. So out of respect, this is for the sister. And it's not the first time that I've honored this sister. I've honored this sister before. Even when she was living, we gave her roses. Because you will never find another Sister Ava Muhammad. You'll never find another Dr. Ava Muhammad. You will never find another Ava Muhammad. You won't find it. You won't find a sister like that. Such an amazing sister. Amazing sister. Don't forget to thumbs up, like, and subscribe, brothers and sisters. We can certainly use it. And we definitely want to do something special. Something special for this sister. Whatever we can do. We don't know the situation. We don't know. But I know that she was a supporter of our breakfast program. She was a supporter of our young men and women's teaching in the community. She was an avid supporter of Black people doing something by themselves. Us, for us and by us. A FUBU type mentality. For us and by us. And she was not wavering, would not waver in her life to do anything that's going to help the white man. That's the power that we have with our sister. This is the teaching, brothers and sisters, that we're going to lose. Now, I'll tell you, I wonder, I have to ask. I'm wondering right now, in my questioning, I'm wondering what enemy, right? Or what person do the enemy have ready to replace Sister Ava? Because, once they take out a real leader, I just want to tell you how it works. Once they kill a real revolutionary, then they put a revolutionary in there, which is a fake revolutionary. And they'll keep them in there for a long, long time. But we're going to stop them this time. We're going to stop the white devil. We're going to stop the enemy. Because, see, whoever they put in Sister Ava's place, then you need to start studying them real carefully. You need to start, I'm telling you how this man works. I'm telling you how the white man works. That's what he does. The minute that he put somebody in Sister Ava's place, you'll have an idea what they're going to start teaching. It'll be everything opposite of what Sister Ava taught. Their whole job will be to water down the message of Sister Ava Muhammad. Then they'll go and try to find every picture that Sister Ava was speaking. And you'll find her going to her car, and they're going to try to get a white person in the frame. Right? They're going to try to make it seem that she was talking peace with the white man. This is what he does. And they have this technology. They can Photoshop. They have that kind of technology. They can do it. They can do it. Don't put anything past this enemy that you and I are with. This enemy is clever. This is a clever enemy. A clever enemy. And they had the timing. This is the date. Her date was written into stone. She had a date with destiny. It was written in stone. It was written in stone. These white people, when we say that, when we say that has been written in stone. Let me tell you what that means. The white man is a cave creature. He comes from the caves. He comes from stone. And he makes a declaration to himself and has made a declaration to himself to get rid of black people. You have to understand that. You have to understand it. It doesn't matter. Even his own coons that's teaching integration. Even black coons that are teaching integration, they'll be killed too. They'll be killed too. They'll be killed, brothers and sisters. And so you have to understand that our duty is separation. Why? Because we were brought under oppression, and the oppressive system that we were brought under, this system belongs to the white man. The system belongs to the white man. And you and I were not brought in America. You and I were not brought in slavery and bondage to be equal with this white man. The white man is the oppressor. The white man is the oppressor, is the oppressor, is the oppressor, is the oppressor. And there's no exceptions to that. I don't care how much defense they try to put up. I don't care how much they try to stand by his side. Anytime you see a white man involved in the Black Revolution, you already know that it's been infiltrated by agents, right? And anytime you see black people who are advocating for white people, you have to already know that against their will or in their will, they've already made an agreement with the white establishment. You have to understand that. There's no way of getting around it. There's no way of getting around it. Brothers and sisters, it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter where you go. It doesn't matter how you appeal. The white man will not accept you. He is your carnal enemy on this planet. On this planet, he is your carnal enemy. And you have to understand that. You got to understand it. There's no way around it. The white man is not your friend. Sister Ava was very plain in her message to let us know that you have to separate from this devil. You got to separate. And because the sister had this knowledge in a time where America is in trouble, because America is in trouble, brothers and sisters. America is in trouble. You see the white man fighting each other. When you see the white man destroying each other, literally, because I want you to understand, you gotta understand the full picture, that the white man's population is in decline. I'm going to type this in here. The white man population is in decline. And the fact that his population is in decline, you have to understand the fear that he has on a global scale. And here Vladimir Putin comes. He don't give a damn about their population. He wants power. And he wants America off his back. He wants to destroy an American satellite in Ukraine. So what does a mercenary do? They go in and they kill. If I can get America out of here, then I won't have to worry about America being a satellite for Russia. Is that right? Ukraine being a satellite for Russia. And he didn't give a damn about the population, the global population. And so they consider him a risk. But I want you to see something, though. You haven't seen them do anything to Vladimir Putin and everything that's going on. And they talk this kumbaya for Ukraine. But you haven't seen America get into direct involvement, because they already know that once they get into the war with Russia, they can't win. And everything is up. The jig is up in America, and we'll have freedom overnight. And here's the thing. Thanks be to God. Allah, you can say Jesus Christ or whoever you want. Thanks be to God that they can't stop what God has put into motion. And so now it's clearly a point of separation or die. We've got to separate from this white man so they'll know that this is your friend. It's not ours. He's not ours. We won't have nothing to do with that old pale thing. We don't have nothing to do with that pale devil. And that's your friend, your brother you're fighting against. We don't give a damn if you kill each other or not. We're not with them. We need to separate to build our own society. And the investors have no alternative than to invest in us. When we're running the labor market and we're fulfilling all the jobs, from the highest administration to the lowest administration, to the smallest business, to the highest corporation, black people are working to make that what it is. And don't think the white man doesn't know it. He knows his time is up, brothers and sisters. He knows that his time is up. His population is on a decline. His population, not ours. Our population is growing. Our population is becoming plenteous. Our population is fulfilling the word of God. When John said, I looked and I saw a number of 144,000. Then he said, I looked and I saw a number that couldn't be numbered. Brothers and sisters, don't you know that's us? Coming out of bondage. Excuse me, in the hereafter. What is the hereafter? Our hereafter is a life without the white man. That's our hereafter. Now, there are brothers and sisters right now saying, well, it'll never happen because, the white man is in power. He's not going to give power up. The white man can't rule when he's dead. Now, there are those that are saying right now, the brother's talking about killing the white man. I'm not talking about killing the white man. I'm saying separate from the white man. I'm saying the same thing that Sister Ava says. But the white man comes. He calls you danger. And he's trying to kill your family or kill you. You'll be a fool not to take him out. I say that. You would be a fool not to take him out if he came to do that. You would be a fool to not take him out. I hope you can appreciate that, because you won't avoid this race war. You couldn't avoid it. If you saw everything in history to lead up to it, you still couldn't avoid it, because the white man will still be the enemy. He will still be the enemy. And the sister taught this in her greatness, in her sacrifice, in her deep love for her black people. She taught it. Black separation or black death. Either separate or die. She wasn't busy tiptoeing through the tulips. She wasn't busy being Millie Mouth. She wasn't running amok. She stayed on the same thing. Separate from this white man or you die. That's what she stayed on. Brothers and sisters, we have to get wise. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and thumbs up, brothers and sisters. We certainly can use the participation. If you get in this mindset that Sister Ava was in, then you understand why they had to get rid of a Sister Ava Muhammad. And and I'm saying, you got black people that would rather fight against me, would rather fight against me, opposed to understanding what I'm saying, getting the mindset of what I'm saying, so that they'll be able to do different. You have people doing that. You have people doing that. They would rather get in and defend Farrakhan, when I'm stating nothing but facts, that they can find themselves. And we've had a sister gone. I'm telling you, it's a government operation. And instead of checking that, they'll spend time trying to defend Minister Farrakhan. Brothers and sisters, we've got to wake up. We've got to wake up. They're killing us in broad daylight, and the enemy is standing before us in broad daylight, and you still don't have a clue. Still don't have a clue of the danger that you're in. Don't have a clue. White population is on the decline, and they're doing whatever they can do to keep us in bondage. They can't hold us in bondage. Their time is up. Their time has been up. They kept us in bondage. On me, brothers and sisters. They're freezing the screen on me, so you find me repeating myself. They can't hold us in bondage. They can't hold us in bondage. So they'll do whatever they can to keep us down. Whatever they can do They'll do it to keep us down, me and you, to keep us down. They'll do that. Keep the black man down. Why? Stop his message. Why? It's a message of liberation. A message of liberation. And that message has to be nourished with totalitarianism, dictatorship. And that's what America is. America is a dictatorship, just like Russia, just like China. The only difference is that you don't see it. The minute that you see it, then you'll begin to stand. But my problem with black people is that you can see everything else, the latest twerk and the latest rappers' information, and you concentrate on Beyonce and Jay-Z and all of these other demons that the white man got out, because that's what they are, the demons, fulfilling the white man's precipice. And you can't see what God is plainly showing you in your face. I mean, what he is plainly showing you, you can't see that. And I have a problem with that. You can't see it. You can find anything else but that, because it's not your desire to see that. You don't want to see it. You don't want to see it. If you wanted to see it, you could, because the only thing you have to do is open up your eyes. The only thing you have to do is open up your eyes so you can see the truth. But what I'm telling you is that the black people have been desensitized and are not hearing the word. That's what Jesus meant when he said, I came to my own and he received not. My own people, and they received me not. That's what he meant. This was an assassination of the black Messiah. One of them, Sister Ava Muhammad, Dr. Ava Muhammad, who taught black separation, who taught black truth. And brothers and sisters, it will be interesting to see who the white man's replacement is of this sister. You will see them try to tear down everything the sister said. But see, it's not the keeper of the garden. It's the garden owner that they're trying to really attack. The teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And brothers and sisters, I'm telling you, it don't matter what the enemy does, it will come to naught. It will come to naught. It won't work. Because these are things now that God has set in motion. Brothers and sisters, I sure appreciate you and all that you do. Thank you for taking time to stop by and hear me out. And remember, you can support us. You can support us at our Cash App, or you can buy a book to support this function. We're not begging, brothers and sisters. If we put out the truth to you, we put out unadulterated truth to you. We're not concerned about what the white man says. We give you the truth. And if you want to support us, you're able to support us. You can buy a book. If you look at the support link, pinned to the top of the page, you can buy a book. And this supports our organization to keep things going. And we give investigative truth and the truth. The only problem is that we end up having to explain and fight black people who are trolling the page and naysayers, to let them know that we have to be on guard. Because it doesn't matter whether they're supporting the white man or not. When the time comes, you'll see the white man, when it's all up, when the jig is totally up, and we don't have an army together, and we haven't separated to build our own entity, you'll find the white man dropping bombs on us. You'll find him shooting us and sending his drones out to kill us. Even the black police on the black police department, they're going to kill them too. And so we got to get wise to separate or let this man kill us and continue to kill us at certain leagues. Brothers and sisters, thank you for watching the show. Peace be unto you. If I didn't say it in the beginning, I say it now. All praises be to Allah for your presence, and peace be unto you. Assalamu alaikum. To the west, as it springs around.